Hello and welcome to episode 251 of Retro Encounter. My name is Mike Sollosi, and today we have a very special episode. This is the third time we've done one of these. The first two got really good listener feedback, so we're bringing it back. We are doing another RPGFan quiz show inspired by Ask Me Another and a number of other quiz shows. And because I seem to change co-hosts every quiz show, joining me today is Alana Hagues.
Hey everybody, it's nice to be on the other side.
Former champion Alana Hagues is going to be the Vanna White to my Pat Sajak, or that's disrespectful. It's more like you're the... Oh... You know what? I don't have a good analogy, I'm sorry.
That means nobody's comparable to me, which is true at the moment, because I'm only the second winner, so...
Joining myself and the incomparable Alana Hagues are our first two contestants. First, we have a returning contestant, Zach Wilkerson.
Hi, here ready to lose again.
Don't say that. You're only trying to you're trying to reverse jinx yourself. I can feel it.
Sympathy points.
And up against Zach in our first matchup of Quiz Show the Third is Tyler Trosper.
Hello. I'll see if I lose instead. We'll see.
Hey. Such confidence.
Yeah, the confidence is just like overwhelming.
I feel right at home.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm going to feel great because I love nothing more than to just listen to contestants despair on these quiz show episodes. I am the Monokuma of niche podcast quiz shows.
Oh god, that's a really terrible analogy there.
Oh, please, no punishment at the end.
No, don't worry. And preempting those comments, I am officially not having any Danganronpa questions in this part of the quiz show. Speaking of the quiz show, listeners, maybe you've listened to the first two episodes. I believe Zach has and Tyler has, so they know at least have some idea of how this is going. For these quiz shows, we do not have buzzer races or initiative-based question answering. We're going to direct every question to Zach and Tyler as they come, and try to clearly say their name at the beginning of each question. Some rounds do have steals, so let's say Zach gets a question wrong. I will Alana or I will say, Tyler, can you steal? And then he can try to get the rest of the points. There are certain themes and differences between the rounds that we will go over at the beginning of each round. And in general, we're going to give you 4 or 5 seconds to answer your question initially. And on the steal, because you have some extra time, you have to answer basically after 1 or 2 seconds. Zach and Tyler, do you have an understanding of the rules or have any questions?
I understand the rules and I have no questions.
Likewise.
All right. So let me quickly remove this Kingdom Hearts question and replace it with something else. All right. Okay, and we're good. Okay, for the first round, you might remember that we tend to name rounds after previous Retro Encounter episodes. The first round is called Honor Thy Mother and Thy Father. We're going to answer questions about RPG moms and dads, and you need to identify the game that we are discussing. So you don't have to identify characters, just the game. Every question is worth 1 point this round. And this time, let's have me ask Zach his questions, and Alana ask Tyler his questions.
All right.
So, Zach, question 1. In this PS2 RPG, Yuki's mother Miranda watches her son grow increasingly capable after accompanying him on the first part of his journey, eventually deciding that he doesn't need her help anymore. She wields daggers in battle for the time she joins you.
I don't think I know this one. I'm going to guess, I don't know, Shadow Hearts. Total shot in the dark.
That is incorrect. Tyler, can you steal?
Grandia 3.
That is correct.
Ooh.
I was so disappointed when she left the party.
Yeah, she's good, but she also kind of meets a handsome pirate and leaves with him, and Yuki's like, do I have a stepdad now?
Well, hell yeah. I'd do that, definitely.
Right? No, I'm pro Miranda through this whole interaction, let me tell you.
Good. Grandia 3 is the only one I haven't played, so yeah.
So you've played all the way through Grandia Extreme. You're a braver lady than I.
Oh no, not that one. No.
I mean, I've played Grandia Extreme, but not all the way through.
Grandia Extreme is again one of the Blue Reflection All-Stars. Not a great game, but really good soundtrack. So let's give Tyler his first question. Go ahead, Alana.
All right, Tyler, are you ready?
Yeah.
So, in this RPG sub-series, one classmate's mother is the CEO of the Rhineford Group tech conglomerate. One classmate's father is an imperial governor, a third is an imperial general, and at least 3 other dads are regional lords. A few of them attended the Thor's Military Academy prom.
Trails of Cold Steel.
That's correct. Well done. Another
That last
point to
part made
Tyler.
it super easy. Come on, man.
Hey, we are literally 2 questions deep. They'll get harder, I promise. Alana's seen the end of the document. She knows where I'm coming from.
I
Okay.
do, yeah.
Zach, your second question. In the very first scene of this game, your mother wakes you up on your 16th birthday with the phrase "Cooey, cooey," and you begin a journey to avenge your other parent, the hero Ortega, who left town when you were a baby.
It's Dragon Quest 3.
That's correct.
There we go. All right, Tyler, your next question. When you telephone your parents in this game, your mother can assuage your homesickness if you're missing your favorite food, and your father will inform you of your bank account deposits. Only your mother can be visited in person.
Earthbound.
That's it. All right.
All right. Now, I should mention this round only has 6 questions, so we're on the last one for each player. Zach, your third question. Sarah Sisulart and Seth Balmore both lived for over 1,000 years and lost their memories, but eventually managed to reconnect with their children and or grandchildren in this 2007 RPG.
I don't know.
Tyler, can you steal?
Lost Odyssey.
That's correct.
All right. So, your last question, Tyler. Leandra Amel, the main character's mother, escapes with her children to her former hometown of Kirkwall, but tragedy strikes when she is kidnapped by a renegade blood mage around the game's midpoint.
Tyler, we need an answer.
No, I don't.
That's time. Zach,
All right, yep.
Zach, can you steal?
I also cannot steal.
It's Dragon Age 2.
Okay.
That game is really brutal towards your family because depending on your starting class choice, one of your siblings dies.
Jeez.
It's rough, and that's not a spoiler, kids. That's like 10 minutes into the game.
Oh man, I mean, Dragon Age 2 is a bit cruel anyway. Not many people like it.
It's rough. I don't dislike it, but if you want to play through a lot of Dragon Age, maybe make that one reading a few Wikipedia articles. I wouldn't judge you.
Fair enough.
So, at the intermission, we have a pretty strong start out of Tyler. It is Tyler 4 points and Zach 1 point. But there's plenty of points left to be scored, especially with what happens after this next round. But round 2, we're bringing back a Ask Me Another RPG Fan classic, This, That, or the Other. Now, these are all 1-point questions with no steals this time because it's multiple choice. Every answer is going to be one of 3 separate categories. And you just name the category. You don't have to name a specific game or a specific item. And this time, we're calling This, That, and the Other Dungeon Denizens. We're going to give you the name of a monster found in a game that has a lot of dungeons that go a lot of floors. And every answer is going to be either a monster from Etrian Odyssey, a monster from World of Warcraft, or a monster from Torchlight or Torchlight 2.
Jesus.
So give us Etrian, Torchlight, or Warcraft for each answer. And even if
guessing,
even
total shot in the dark on all these.
Even if you guess, you have a roughly 33% chance. So let's switch who we're talking to now. I'll give Tyler's questions, and Alana, you'll give Zach's questions.
All right, got it.
So Tyler, question 1. Dino Lich, a huge aggressive beast with scales as hard as a dragon's.
World of Warcraft?
Incorrect. That is Etrian Odyssey.
This is going to be a fun one, I think.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
I looked at it initially and was like, oh, I'm glad I've already won one.
I wrote these questions, and if I were taking them, I think I could probably only get about half.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, Zach, first question. Is this monster from Etrian Odyssey, Torchlight, or World of Warcraft? Slabhide. some form of earth drake that attacks with sand?
I'm gonna guess World of Warcraft.
That's correct. 1 point.
Woohoo!
All right, Tyler, your second question. Yakator, part mountain yak, part yeti.
Torchlight?
That is correct.
That sounds so cute.
They are kind of cute, but they are also a little terrifying. And when you fight the boss Yakator, he takes up half the screen. It's a little rough.
Oh god.
That's the best kind of cute, though.
He's
Like,
called
when
the boss Yakator is called Chillhoof.
That's amazing. Okay, Zach, second question. This is Boletus rex, a fungal brute that disguises itself as a cluster of harmless mushrooms.
I'm gonna guess Torchlight.
Yeah, that's correct. Woo. Damn, this is going better than I thought it would.
Well, we already have three. We already have 2 right here, which means we did better than the first time we tried this round.
3 actually, right? Yeah, which is 2 more than we got last time.
That's true. Yeah,
The first time, rather.
You've already outperformed your record on this round, so congratulations, Zach. But Tyler,
True, I have.
Tyler, it's your turn. Razor lash,
Right.
a thorned carnivorous plant that attacks with thrashing vines.
Etrian Odyssey?
That is incorrect. It's World of Warcraft.
Dang.
All right, so Zach, this is a fly gourd, an eerie vegetable filled with the grudges of the dead.
Oh, man. World of Warcraft.
No, sorry, it's Etrian Odyssey.
Okay.
All right, Tyler, your fourth question and last of this round. Sonar worm, a gigantic annelid that makes up for its poor vision by tracking prey through echolocation.
Warcraft?
Incorrect. That is Etrian Odyssey.
Bah.
All right, and the last question for this round for Zach is One-Eyed Willie, an undead pirate captain with an equally undead crew. His other eye can be found in the dungeon where he resides.
World of Warcraft?
Incorrect. It's Torchlight.
All right.
All right.
I jinxed that. I said it went well, and then everybody got everything wrong.
It still went better than some rounds
that-
have gone.
I wouldn't have it any other way. But Zach did close the gap a little bit. The score is Tyler with 5 points and Zach with 3 points going into the final round. But before the final round, we have a couple special bonus questions that could swing the entire game. Each question is worth 10 points. So, Alana, I leave these bonus questions to you.
Thank you. So, anybody who knows me really well probably knows what these questions are based on. But I want you to imagine you're a sky pirate, and I want you to imagine you're looking for a discovery. So, Arcadia's world map is based on a 12 by 12 grid, and I'm going to give you the discovery number, a brief description of it, and the description from the Sailors Guild, and you've got to give me the coordinates for it. So I think that's pretty easy.
way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is
I'm
basic
assuming-
Sky Pirate knowledge. I mean, right?
Exactly, right? You just got to look at your compass and let it spin, and then you'll find it. But I'm assuming everybody's played Skies of Arcadia, obviously.
Yeah,
so
and every answer is 2 integers and a made-up word, so it's totally gettable.
You don't need to get the word, it's fine. All right, so Zach, because you're trailing, I will ask you the first question. So this is discovery number 62. It is found under the yellow moon. The Delphinus will need the ability to travel under the lower sky in order to reach it. The Sailors Guild describes it as a strange creature that spends its entire life hanging upside down by digging its claws into the rock face. Until it was discovered underneath the Valuan continent, it was thought to be a myth. Its intelligence and ferocity belie its cute appearance. So what are the coordinates for this? It's 12 by 12.
I mean, I don't even know what numbers. 12 by 12. Okay, so I'm going to guess 11 and 10.
Nope, it's 9, 9. And this
Oh, okay.
is... You weren't a million miles away. It's called a ramat. So it's
I
like
don't know how I forgot that. It's insane.
I know, it's coincidence, isn't it?
It does help if you've played the game before, which I don't think either of you
does
have.
indeed.
I mean, I'm gonna
I
be
have
honest.
like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay, that should be right at the top of your brain.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Nice and easy.
Anyway, Tyler, your discovery is discovery number 8. This discovery, the information for it sells for 680 gold. It's found under the red moon in the mid-sky, but it's slightly higher than most others in the same sky space. Records say, long ago, a young black pirate searched for the desert for the Isle of Sprouts, that sprouts treasure. After a long trek, he was shocked to find that it produced only sand, but he realized that the desert was the true treasure and spent the rest of his years in NASA. Where is this discovery on this 12 by 12 map?
6-8.
Incorrect. It is 10-5, and this is the Sand Falls.
Oh.
Regrettable.
I know. It's right by one of the main dungeons as well, so...
That's right. That basically the main dungeon for the Red Moon part of the game, over by near what's the Oasis town called?
Maramba.
Yeah, that's it. Over by Maramba. Man, I wish there was a way for me to easily replay Skies of Arcadia. That game's great.
Yeah, we had a lengthy discussion about it last
We
week.
did, yeah. I played it once 20 years ago-ish and once 15 years ago-ish, and I would love a chance to replay it, but alas, maybe that day will come.
And alas, 10 points slipped through both contestants' hands, like sand.
Like sand through the sand falls.
Dang.
But there is still a chance to catch up, because round 3, there are 6 questions remaining, 3 for each player. Steals are returning, so you can steal your opponent's points if they get the question wrong. And this round is called RPG Dating Game. I am going to recite part of a fictional dating profile for a character from an RPG. And you identify the character. If you say the character, you get 2 points, no questions asked. If you can't come up with a character, but do guess the game they come from, you get 1 point. But if you get 0 points on your pass, then your opponent has a chance to steal 1 or 2 points. Do you follow? So character, 2 points, game, 1 point. If you can somehow name the character but not the game, you still get 2 points, and I'm a little confused. So do you understand? Zach and Tyler?
Yep.
All right. So we'll switch who's reading for whom again, and I will give Zach his first question. Zach, widower seeking companionship. I love swords and long naps, but I'm prone to nightmares. We'll write you love letters and make you flowers out of silk.
I don't think it's Pancraz, but I might be forgetting something, but I'll guess him.
That is incorrect. Tyler, can you steal?
No, I'm sorry.
The answer is Cayenne from Final Fantasy VI.
Ah!
Oh.
Oh, that was a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah. All right, Tyler, your first bachelor. Quarian seeking Quarian, or human, or Tyrian. Robots need not apply. Keep masks on at all times. No touching on the first date, and possibly every date. Who is this? Or what game are they from?
Okay, it's from Mass Effect. I know that. Oh gosh, what?
Tyler, we need an answer.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
time.
can't remember.
Okay, you do get 1 point from Mass Effect. Zach, if you can name the character, you also get a point.
I cannot.
No, it is Tali.
Oh, jeez. Man.
The best one.
Yeah, their planet became so difficult and polluted that all Quarians have to wear full body armor and can't expose themselves to any air. It's a rough existence. But
Yeah,
Tali and
yes.
Shepard can make it work if you want to. So Zach,
No,
your second question. Strong silent type. I'm a redhead, but prefer blue or blonde hair in a partner. Seeking a companion and adventure, but we probably should avoid boats or ships for the first date.
Nope, I got nothing. Got nothing.
All right, Tyler, can you steal?
No, I cannot.
That is Adol Kristen from East. He has bad luck with boats.
But he's truly tied to Dogi anyway,
It's
so
true.
I feel like that's appropriate.
I did say he prefers blue hair in a partner, so
You did?
I'm being as consistent as I possibly can, for as a character who appears pretty aromantic as far as in the context of his games.
Yeah. Okay, Tyler, it's your next question. Age 88, which is old for a Homs but young for a Hyentia, and I'm both. I like men with blonde hair and blue eyes, but I'll entertain any companions more interesting than my elemental spirit.
Delia from Xenoblade.
That's correct.
That's so unfair. You knew he was going to get that.
I gave you a Dragon Quest clue, so
Yeah.
I thought it would be unfair not to give Tyler a Xenoblade clue.
Thank you.
Zach, your final question of the round. Widow with a title but not a name. I worked in medicine and childcare in Direford Village, but was recently unemployed. I also have psychic powers, so don't you dare try hiding anything from me.
Nope.
Tyler, can you steal?
No.
That is the grieving mother from Pillars of Eternity.
Damn, that name.
She's like kind of the rudest character in the game, but also the best.
Sounds it.
Yeah, it's ciphers in that game. Like you get psychic powers, and you can sometimes use the psychic powers to pass conversation checks. So that game gets real weird. It's fun though. I should go back and finish it. I only played about the first half.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's quite good.
Yeah. Okay, so Tyler, last question. Dream chaser without a home, as I got banished from the village after picking a strange fruit. I'm a gentleman who prefers blondes, but I'm terrible at choosing which blonde is best. I grew up with my grandfather, but never knew my parents. Maybe you and I can make a new family. Got nothing?
Got nothing.
All right, Zach, can you steal?
It sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
It is Rudy Rough Knight from Wild Arms, who is dateable by name alone, surely.
That is one of my favorite RPG names of all time. Rudy Rough Knight is real good. And I believe that's the end of the questions. After 20 questions over 3 rounds, we have a final score of Tyler with 8 points and Zach with 3 points. So Tyler, you are going to be joining us again for part 3 against an opponent to be determined.
Ooh, I did not expect this.
I did, Tyler. I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good work, Tyler. Congrats.
And we're back. It's time for round 2 of Quiz Show the Third. RPG Fans Ask Me Another. I'm Mike Sollosi, but you were listening to me mere seconds ago, along with Alana Hagues.
Back again.
So, Alana, we completed round 1, Tyler versus Zach, and we're here for round 2 with 2 new contestants. Let's introduce them. Starting with Nilson, Carroll.
Howdy.
And returning alongside Nilson from the Tactics Ogre podcasts, Joe Padilla.
I'm afraid.
I started writing a Tactics Ogre question for this podcast, but then realized, wait a second, both of these contestants were on that episode. That it would just be automatic points to whoever I give the question to. That wouldn't be fair at all. But so there are no Tactics Ogre questions, but there may be questions about any other RPG in my personal oeuvre or capacity for research. I'm going to explain the rounds again, even though it goes. It basically is going just like the previous recording, just for Joe and Nilson's edification. There's going to be 3 rounds. All the rounds are going to be about RPGs with an RPG series or game as the answer, and we're going to all have directed questions. We will clearly say Joe or Nilson's name to let you know who's answering, because we don't want people to try and have a buzzer race or a situation where latency could be a factor. So we will direct every question, and in some of the rounds, if the answer is wrong, we will give the other contestant an opportunity to steal. So. And we'll try to make it as clear as possible whose turn it is for the question. No, Joe, that's incorrect. Nilson, can you steal, etc. And in general, we will give you 4 or 5 seconds to answer the question the first time, but only 1 or 2 seconds on a steal. And we will tell you how many points each question is worth before at the beginning of each round, along with an explanation of the round. Joe and Nilson, do you understand?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Alana, let's have Joe's questions go first, and I'll ask Joe their questions. Round 1 is called Wacky Weapons. And this is a little bit. I mean, again, we name we name rounds after previous episodes of Retro Encounter, and also I dig deep into my appreciation for the Hanna-Barbera program, Wacky Races.
Love it.
Each one of these questions is about a weird weapon used in an RPG, and you just need to tell us the RPG which it comes from. There's going to be sort of multiple hints and clues in each question. So, Joe, let's have you go first. Joe, question 1. In this PS2 RPG, the character Joaquin Valentine uses blunt objects for his weapons, including a mailbox, a frozen tuna, and the Nautilus submarine from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Shadowheart's Covenant.
That is correct. 1 point for Joe, because every question in round 1 is worth 1 point. I should have said that earlier.
Yeah, best RPG vampire of all time, maybe.
Up there, like maybe we can have the Valentine family take that title.
Yeah.
Then I think we agree. I mean, you and I love Alucard, we love Necklord, but Joaquin, the Valentines are pretty great.
I mean, yeah, Joaquin is a very special kind of special.
He is maybe the specialist of those three special people.
All right. Anyway, Nilson, you ready for your first question?
Okay.
In this PS2 RPG, the NPC Elizabeth presents the main character with side quests and often gives unusual weapons as rewards, like a scrub brush, a dog bone, and Jack Frost boxing gloves.
Disgaea?
No, incorrect. Joe, can you steal?
Digital Devil Saga?
Oh,
Incorrect.
so close.
Oh, you both picked games published by Atlas, and you did not get it right.
It's Persona 3.
Oh.
Elizabeth.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Too many. There's too many PS2 RPGs.
There are so many. I think Atlas alone published 7, and I'm not exaggerating. All right, Joe, your second question. In episode 7 of this PS2 RPG, the character Aramis equips his pet zombie with the brain of a sorcerer, the iron body of Hercules, and most startlingly, a horse wiener. That last one is especially alarming to Laharl, tasked with taking the zombie down.
What in the hell is this?
Is what in the hell is this your answer?
It is.
Incorrect. Nilson, can you steal?
Is that Disgaea?
It is!
Yeah, rereading that, I was like, wait, horse wiener? Let me read that.
I think that's exactly how Laharl reacted, too. A horse wiener?
I think if I wouldn't have been so surprised by that, I would have been like, yeah, that sounds like this guy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, what am I hearing right now?
Okay, that is 3 PS2 RPGs in a row. Let's make it 4.
Yeah, let's go for it. So, question 2, Nilson.
Yep.
In this PS2 RPG, the treasure hunter Norma Beatty is a versatile spellcaster, but sports a bafflingly low intelligence stats. For physical attacks, Norma blows bubbles out of fancy straws.
Whoa. I have no idea.
All right. Joe, can you steal?
Drakengard?
Imagine that. I'd love that. No, it is Tales of Legendia. Norma is a treasure hunter who is very quirky and has a quirky weapon to go with it. That series
Quirky is Norma's adjective for sure. That's one of the Stranger Tales of games. But not a bad one. I didn't hate Tales of Legendia, honestly. It gets a lot of crap from the fans, but I think it's all right.
Yeah, it's a weird game overall, isn't it, with structure, and I think everyone's got a slightly odd weapon, and there's a new character designer for that game, so I think it makes sense.
there was the same character designer as Samurai Champloo. It had a bunch of it wasn't done by the main Tales of studio. It was like a bunch of Soul Calibur people working on it. And there's no multiplayer, which is weird for a Tales game from the mid 2000s. But it's not bad. I beat it like over 10 years ago and thought it was all right. But anyway, we still have some questions left. Joe, your third question, and this is not about a PS2 game. In this multiplayer RPG for the Nintendo Switch, there is a charge blade weapon called the Pizza Axe, which is a giant pizza wheel cutter that attaches a pepperoni pizza upon transforming, and a longsword weapon called Research Saber that's basically a massive slide rule.
Torchlight?
Incorrect. Nilson, can you steal?
I have no idea.
That is Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Sure,
Wow.
yeah.
The last Monster Hunter game before Monster Hunter World changed everything.
Yeah, gosh. Is that a port of a DS game? Or is it...
Yeah. Monster Hunter Generations is the 3DS game, and Generations Ultimate is the Switch port.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, kill monsters with pizza sounds okay, I think.
The Monster Hunter weapons get so weird. Like I basically picked 2 out of a list of dozens. There's teddy bears that make monsters go to sleep. There's just giant hunks of meat on bones that you swing like a hammer. The Monster Hunter's great.
Nice.
Is that a reference to the teddy bears? I wonder, is that a reference to Dead Rising?
Maybe
Could be.
because I mean those are both Capcom,
Capcom.
but I'm not I don't know Dead Rising very well, so I just thought teddy bears make you sleepy. But anyway, we have one question left in the round.
We do. So last question for Nilson.
Yeah.
In this multiplayer mission mode for the Nintendo DS RPG, the character Zigbar, who normally wields dual magic crossbows, has weapon options that include trumpets and hairdryers.
Is that Bravely Default?
No, incorrect. Joe, can you steal?
358 over half days. 358 days over 2. That's it.
Yeah, that'll count. It's fine. Mike, how much energy did it take you to write that question?
A non-trivial amount.
But yes,
2 years
it is.
off my life.
Yeah.
I gotta put in this Kingdom Hearts question every now and then just to throw people off.
Yeah,
I did a whole round about Keyblades in last year.
you did. Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of rounds about Keyblades, that round from I think the first episode was This, That, or the Other, and we are bringing it back for this podcast. But first, a score break. It's still very close, anyone's game. Joe has 2 points, and Nilson has 1 point. And for the This, That, or the Other round, it is a multiple choice round where the answer is always one of 3 different series. And because it's multiple choice, there's no point stealing. Each of you just gets 4 questions directly. So this is speaking to my tastes very specifically, and also for my tendency to get names wrong. Every answer is going to be every clue is going to be a town or city from an RPG. And the RPG is always going to be one of a city from Tales of, a city from Trails/Kiseki, or a city from one of my all-time favorite games, Trials of Mana. So you guys need to give us the answer: Tales, Trails, or Trials.
Yikes.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
So let's switch up who's reading each person's questions. I'll read Nilson's and you'll read Joe's. Okay, Alana?
I've got it.
Okay, so Nilson, your first question. Remember, give us Tales, Trails, or Trials for each answer.
Okay.
Nilson, question 1. Padilla. This village was destroyed many years ago, but under certain conditions, the players can visit an illusory version of what the jungle town used to be.
Is that Trials?
That is correct.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that was a guess.
Good guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. First question: is this Tales, Trails, or Trials? Jormungand. This village was destroyed several years ago, but under certain conditions, the players can visit an illusory version of what the desert town used to be.
Tails?
That's it. Yeah, 1 point.
Which Tails game?
Vesperia.
Okay.
And
Rad.
yes, it's very deliberate that I wrote 2 questions that were almost exactly the same, changing 2 words. The Padilla and Jormungand have some similarities. Okay, Nilson, your second question.
Yep.
Legram. This lakeside town is directly across the water from Lohengrin Castle, an abandoned fortress that was once home to an ancient order of knights called the Eisenritter.
Is that Trails?
That is correct.
It sounds trailsy.
Well, I hope it does.
It does.
Yeah.
All right, question 2 for Joe. Rouen, a bustling port city southeast of Mercia Orphanage. After Roan's mayor Dalmor is arrested for burning down the orphanage, Roan's hotel owner Norman becomes mayor.
Trails?
That's correct.
This might be
This is
the
a good
most
round.
successful this, that, or the other round we've had in RPG fan history, Alana.
We said this last episode and then they got all of them wrong afterwards, so
Yeah.
at the same point.
Maybe I'm trying to trick them into getting it wrong. All right, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nilson, your third question.
Okay.
Grand Kokma, the capital city of the Malkuth Empire, built on a series of canals and aqueducts. It's named after Kokma, the Hebrew Sephirot of wisdom.
Is that Tails?
It is.
The Abyss?
Yep.
Yes. There's a lot of Hebrew nomenclature and folklore in Tales of the Abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is. The home of Emperor Peony and his rapigs.
Yeah, Emperor Peony is one of the best Tales NPCs ever.
I love him.
He's
All right.
He's the Olivier of Tales of the Abyss.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Joe, ready for your third question?
Let's do it.
So this is Dior, a village hidden in the flowery lamp bloom woods and the ancestral home of the elven people who closed off Dior to escape human persecution.
Trials?
Correct.
Oh my God, 6 in a row.
I know.
I need to write harder questions for part 3, Alana. All right, I'm gonna dig deep into my Steam library of unplayed Eastern European CRPGs.
Oh no.
Yep.
More Wakfu.
Yeah, please.
Oh no!
Wakfu is Western European, but I'm trust me, there is a Balkan tradition of weird RPGs that people are going to learn. Nilson, this question is 4 rounds, so here's your number 4, Nilson.
All right.
Minche, a city of academics that is located at the foot of Mount Minche. Minche University heavily researches elemental spirits, and the Mount Minche Observatory constantly monitors the Orbis barrier high above.
Is that Tails?
It is Tales of Eternia.
Oh.
Such a guess.
Tales of Eternia is good. Come on, Alana can vouch for me on that one.
Yeah, definitely. I love Eternia. It's such a good game.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Yeah, right. Are we going to make it a full house, Joe?
I don't know.
All right. So, last town is Heimdallr. The largest city on the continent of Zemuria, it's divided into 17 named districts, with Drykel's Plaza and the Imperial Palace at the center. You can travel between districts via trolley.
Trails.
We've made it a full
for
house!
8.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
Yes.
Amazing.
so-
well done.
So the score differential is unchanged. Going into the final round, it is 6 points for Joe, 5 points for Nilson, but
Wow.
we can make this change dramatically because the
Do
next
we
two,
need this?
the next two questions are each worth 10 points.
What?
No.
Joe should be familiar with this concept, having listened to a previous episode.
I forgot about that.
So, Alana, let's give Joe their 10-point bonus question.
All right, well, I should explain. I know listeners have already heard this because I'm reusing it from round 1, but this is essentially, imagine you're a sky pirate and you have to give me the coordinates for a discovery, and I'm just going to give you the description of this discovery. So I will give Joe the first one. So
Let's be a little fair. In Skies of Arcadia, the map is in a 14 by 12 grid, so every answer is going to be 2 integers between 0 and 14.
thank you. Yes, I was going to do that, I promise. I wasn't just going to let you guess on like anything. Oh. All right, are you ready, Joe?
Sure.
Okay, so discovery number 10 is located in the treacherous South Ocean. It is relentlessly sought after by rival and famous explorer Domingo. Worth a mere 800 gold despite your efforts, it's described as a bizarre creature that lives its entire life attached to a rock, stretching its tentacles out and waiting for prey to float by. It releases a sweet fragrance to attract fish, but larger ones have been known to endanger smaller ships.
Okay. 0-2.
No, 7-3.
Wow, so close.
I
I should
know.
have known that.
All right. So, Nilson, you've
Okay.
got Discovery number 59, which is found near the Green Moon Kingdom in an area blocked off by thick stone reefs. This area is dubbed Looperland by Sky Pirate fans. Describing these creatures, the Sailors Guild says that loopers are mysterious creatures rarely seen even by the most seasoned of sailors. They nest in the stone reefs, and their young stay in the nests until they mature. Loopers are white at birth, but turn various colors as they age.
12-10.
Nope, it's 3-9.
Opportunity missed.
Remember.
Either one of you could have just iced the game immediately with a free 10 points.
You should have asked me like 15 years ago.
It's the same question.
Sure, blame old age. That's the strategy that Greg and I both use. All right, so we're going into the final round. This is like the first round in that there are you can get the points normally or steal from your opponent if they get it wrong. But now the points are doubled, and every question is worth 2 points. And Joe is ahead of Nilson 6 points to 5, so it is either player's game.
God.
All right, let's stick to who we were reading before. I'll read Nilson's questions, and Alana will read Joe's questions. But the theme this time is a thirst for battle. We will describe a famous battle in an RPG like a fight announcer or professional wrestling announcer. And you tell us the game that we are describing. You don't have to go into characters or what the battle is, just the game.
I love that.
Okay.
Only one of us will be doing the boxing announcements, don't worry.
Okay, only one of us is going to try and imitate Max Kellerman or Jim Ross, and that's me.
It's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Nilson, your first question. The boy in purple runs away and yells. The champ advances. The boy has move +2 equipped and runs away and yells again. He's been doing this 13 straight turns. Now the boy makes his move. He attacks 2, 3, 4 times in a row. The champ is about to fall. Down goes Weegraph. Down goes Weegraph.
Final Fantasy Tactics?
Correct.
It's like, wait, what?
Don't worry, I'm not going to go that fast. I can't do that physically.
Right. Nilson, for your benefit later, I will not speak quite so quickly for the last 2. But you did get that one right, so good on you.
Yeah, exactly. You're just too good at that, that's why. All right, Joe, first question. Here in the final match of the Colosseum tournament, we have the young blonde man in a strange garb against the favorite Diaz. Oh, what's this? Chaos Sword? Chaos Sword? Chaos Sword? Diaz Flack is the new king of the tournament. What a massacre! The boy in a strange jacket never stood a chance.
Final Fantasy VII Remake?
No. Nilson, can you steal?
I'm not sure, no.
Star Ocean, the second story.
Oh, never played Star Ocean.
It sounds like I think you were saying Chaos Sword, Chaos Sword, Chaos. And it sounded very familiar to me.
Yeah, that's exactly how Diaz beats you. That's exactly how Diaz beats you in the Colosseum fight.
Yeah.
It hurts.
All right, Nilson, your second question.
Okay.
We're live from a cruise ship a short distance away from the Tokyo docks for a no-holds-barred match between 2 men prepared to throw away their honor and humanity. Only onlookers are a doctor and her young patient, trying to stay out of the way. Both fighters place their hand on their shoulder, and now it's shirts off. I see 2 dragon tattoos. It's dragon versus dragon. There can only be one.
I don't know what that was.
Joe, can you steal?
Yakuza 0.
That's correct.
Oh, nice.
Right. Second question for you, Joe. And the bell rings for round 2. Our favourite moustache dad fighting off against the Con the Knight and Slon the Rock. But what's this? Ladger the Bishop is shouting something from outside the ring. The champ puts down his sword. Slon and Con are striking unabated. The man with the moustache is taking every hit. The champ slumps into his corner. They've killed him. That man has a family.
Oh my god, I have no idea.
Nilson, can you steal?
I don't know what that was, no.
Oh, you're breaking my heart, both of you.
Dragon Quest V.
Dragon Quest V.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I meant
Mustache
to say
Dad? Ladger the Bishop?
Mustache Dad, yeah. Shoots.
Okay, there are 2 questions left, and Joe is ahead 8 points to 7. So, Nilson, you are still in this.
All right.
All right. For Nilson. And the champ has reawakened after a 600-year hiatus. But there's no welcome parade, no cup of coffee, only struggle. General Yom and his army prepare for the first round, and Yom has summoned a giant bird. The champ is unfazed. Frost strike and another frost strike. And the champ has turned into a dragon. Eraser attack. It's over. The champ marches on, down a long and lonely road to reclaim his title.
That's not Breath of Fire 3, is that?
Incorrect. Joe, can you steal?
Breath of Fire 4?
That's correct.
No, I'm sorry, that was dirty.
All is fair in love and trivia. And I should be clear about this. I have put a Breath of Fire 4 question into both previous trivia games, and they got it wrong both times. So now I can finally retire Breath of Fire 4 from the podcast.
Yeah. All right, so last question of this round, Joe. It's our boy in green traveling from desert to swamp and back again versus the pink flowering Zaganaga. The Zaganaga burrows and our challenger gives chase, hopping from column to column thanks to his trusty sand rod. More burrowing and more sandy bridges than an Intel Core processor factory. And no, the boy gets tagged by flying flowers one too many times and goes down. A disappointing loss for our hero, and to add insult to injury, a bird just swooped in to take away his sand rod. That's all she wrote.
Skyward Sword?
Incorrect, Nilson. Can you steal?
Majora's Mask?
No, Link Between Worlds.
I think Boy in Green had everyone thinking Zelda from the get-go, but you just didn't know which one had the sand rod and Zaganaga. So, all right, at the end of 20 questions over 3 rounds, the final score is Joe with 10 points and Nilson with 7. The final round is going to be Joe Padilla versus Tyler Trosper.
Woo! Well done, everyone. Congratulations.
Good job, Joe. You did it.
And now I don't have to write any more Breath of Fire 4 questions.
I know.
Now, if anyone deserves to go into a theoretical Marvel vs. Capcom 4, it is Folu. That would set the internet ablaze.
Please, like all that backflipping. That would be so cool.
Those 1999 Breath of Fire 4 sprites are just the dopest.
Yeah, they look really good.
Are you not regarding Infinite as a Marvel vs. Capcom game?
Is anyone?
You said Marvel vs. Capcom 4, so I'm like, but there is one. But can we talk about it?
I only recognize Marvel vs. Capcom games that have Magneto and Storm in it, so nope.
There you go.
I agree. I only recognize Marvel vs. Capcom games where Captain America has a neck.
Final Justice. Okay, but all right now. Okay, now if I'm breaking into my early 2000s fighting game impersonations, it's definitely time to move on to the next round. And we're back to the third and final round of Quiz Show the Third by RPGFan's Retro Encounter. I'm Mike Sollosi, and I'm joined once again by Alana Hagues.
Hey, it's the final! Woo!
Alana, as a former champion, you've looked at the questions, you've looked at these competitors. How do you think this is going to go down? Is it going to be a high-scoring game, a low-scoring game? How much despair do I get to taste tonight?
I feel like you get a lot of despair, Monokuma, so...
Oh, good. Okay. And let's meet our 2 contestants that are going to metaphorically try to kill each other. First, the winner of round 1, Tyler Trosper.
Yo.
And second, the winner of round 2, Joe Padilla.
Hello. I don't know how I got here.
So technically, you both got here by scoring more points than your competitors from round 1. But, I meant to do this in rounds 1 and 2, but I'm going to skip ahead and do it now. Starting with you, Tyler, if you had a dream category that were to appear for the quiz show, what would it be?
Oh gosh. Mile Soft, probably.
All right. Yeah, I get
the whole
it.
company. Yeah.
And Joe, same question. If you had a dream category that might appear for the quiz show, what would it be for you?
Pokemon.
Okay, though
Ooh,
that is
yeah.
2 subjects to delete from these. Hold on, I'm just gonna write.
Oh, no.
Gonna write a couple extra Dragon Quest questions just to balance it out. All right, there we go. Okay,
Oh.
all the Pokemon and Xenoblade has been excised. Okay, so with that, I think we're ready to go. Now, like the previous 2 rounds, these are going to be 20 questions, 10 directed to each of you. These are and we will try to make it clear whose question it is. Before all of Joe's questions, we will say Joe. Before all of Tyler's questions, we will say Tyler. And steals are available in this part of the quiz. So, but we will try to make it as clear as possible, sort of what the question setup is. Now, I used to say that This, That, and the Other was America's favorite quiz show round. But after the second quiz show, I got so much positive feedback about one of the rounds that now there's a new favorite. We are bringing back This Round Is Not About RPGs, aka Highbrow, Lowbrow. So, but with all new categories and all new questions, this round is not about RPGs revisited. The way this works is that we're going to give each of you 2 clues in succession. For the first clue, the topic can be anything. And if you get it right after the question right after the first clue, you get 2 points. The second clue will be about RPGs and probably easier than the first clue. If you get the question right after the second clue, you get 1 point. But and there are steals in this round, but you only get a steal if the first player gets the second clue wrong. So let's say Tyler goes first. He gets it wrong after the first clue, wrong after the second clue. Then Joe has a chance to get it for 1 point, and vice versa. Do you follow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So to begin, Alana, let's have you read Joe's questions, and I'll read Tyler's questions, and Joe will go first.
Okay, right. You ready, Joe?
Let's do this.
So, topic 1 for Highbrow Lowbrow is the metric system.
Oh,
Now, this is why I brought this for the All-American final and not the All-UK final from last time.
All right. So, your first clue for 2 points if you can get it at this point. This derived unit is equal to 1 Newton per square meter or 1 joule per cubic meter. It is used to determine tensile strength and stress, among other things.
I hate the English.
I think it's time for an RPG clue.
Yeah, that's fine. So your second clue. In Near Automata, this friendly robot leads a small settlement of pacifist machines located between the forest and the amusement park. At one point, they commandeer an enormous Engels robot to defeat the children of the robot village.
Pascal.
Correct. That's 1 point to Joe. I knew you'd get it at that point. I was like, yeah.
All right.
I mean, if it was about the philosopher, maybe.
I could have gone that route, but I didn't. I could not resist giving a bunch of Americans metric system questions. And speaking of which, Tyler, your first clue.
God. Okay.
This base unit is used to determine substance by a specific particle count. This count is equal to Avogadro's number, which is just over 600 sextillion.
Oh God, no. Don't.
All right. And now your RPG clue. In Earthbound, when Ness and his friends venture into the diamond mine, they meet a surprisingly vicious quintet of this animal. Curiously, each of the 5 insists that they are the 3rd strongest of the group.
Moles?
Correct.
Yay. I love them.
Yeah, Avogadro's number, mole is where the word molecule comes from, etc. It's and Pascal is the SI unit of pressure, but I thought that was too easy if I included pressure in the first clue. So yeah, pressure's on.
I still wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
No. I taught history, dang.
Well, maybe you know a little bit about media history, because topic 2 is television.
Right, yeah. So, Joe, your second question. So the highbrow clue is, this is the first name of both the mother and daughter main characters of Gilmore Girls, played by Lauren Graham and Alex Bladel. The younger Gilmore was unable to pronounce this name as a child and goes by Rory.
Aurora?
Right, no, it's not. So your second clue is, this treasure hunter and historian is the sworn rival of Killy and is always trying to locate hidden Sindar ruins before he can. She fights with a whip in battle and is recruitable in Suikoden, Suikoden 2, and Suikoden 5.
Oh my god. Lorelei?
Yeah, that's it. 1
Correct.
point. There we go.
I guess I was the only person in this group that watched Gilmore Girls in the early 2000s.
I did not. Sorry.
Yeah, you were.
That was me playing PS1 RPGs with the sound turned down on one TV while my sister watched the entirety of Gilmore Girls over and over on the big TV. So I am a Gilmore Girls historian and appreciator. But Tyler, let's talk about a different television show I appreciate.
All right.
Your first clue. This is the first name of Mrs. Fletcher, the protagonist of Murder, She Wrote. Angela Lansbury was nominated for 12 straight Emmy Awards for her portrayal of the mystery writer and amateur sleuth, but won 0.
Jessica?
2 points for Tyler.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Well done.
And I didn't even have to...
I knew that just because of you. So.
I was going to say, everybody, I have seen Murder, She Wrote. So
Well, I don't even have to read my Dragon Quest VIII clue now.
Oh.
Oh, good. I didn't play Dragon Quest VIII, so...
Oh, so maybe I should have made the Dragon Quest VIII clue the highbrow for that one.
Bottom. All right.
The third topic is 19th century literature.
Joe, first clue. This major character in Charles Dickens's David Copperfield is the childhood friend and confidant of the title character, and for years rejects the advances of the loathsome Uriah Heep. David confides in her all of his troubles in love, until finally realizing as an adult that he was in love with her all along.
Don't know Pippin.
Right. Your
Wrong
video
Dickens,
game-
but it's appreciated.
Still a character. So second clue. This young woman is a priestess of the Crystal Orthodoxy in Bravely Default, whose views are challenged as she's exposed to the church's corruption over the course of the game. In Bravely Second, she's the Pope of a reformed Crystal Orthodoxy.
Nope. Don't have this one either.
Tyler.
What is it?
Can you steal?
Is it Idea? I haven't played
Oh,
It's the other one.
It's the other one.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
that's
Agnes.
either Agnes or Agnes.
that game. Gosh, I only played a little
The
bit of
Dickens
that game.
character is Agnes Wickfield, and the Bravely Default character is Agnes Oblige.
Oh, I didn't realize that's how you pronounced it in that game. I did not get far enough.
There's an accent over the E, so they do it the French way. But I do play it a little bit fast and loose with spellings and pronunciations in this round.
Fun.
But speaking of pronunciations, let's go to a completely different nation for your literature clue, Tyler.
Okay.
In Alexandre Dumas' The Count of Monte Cristo, Edmond Dantes meets this future criminal when he was just a young Roman shepherd and Edmond a sailor. Over a decade later, Edmond frees the new criminal kingpin from prison and hires him to mug and kidnap Albert de Morcerf and Baron Danglars on separate occasions.
I have to go lowbrow.
All right. In Paper Mario, this person's most fervent wish is to sleep on the top bunk, which Mario discovers by finding a secret diary. In Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, he goes on an adventure of his own in Waffle Kingdom to rescue Princess Eclair, but it ends on a bittersweet note.
Luigi?
Correct.
I love Luigi's Diary.
And
It's so good.
And the bandit from Count of Monte Cristo is Luigi Vampa.
Okay.
Right.
So this next topic is a passion of mine. Topic number 4 is professional sports. And I should mention for this one, I'm looking for last names. So if the sports clue answer is Michael Jordan, the answer we're looking for is Jordan. Do you follow? So last names are what we want. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, then. So, Joe, here's your question, your first clue. This Panama native was named the 5th greatest boxer of the modern era by Ring magazine in 2002. Nicknamed Hands of Stone, he infamously lost to Sugar Ray Leonard in November 1980 after exclaiming, "No ma!" and quitting after the 8th round. He won 71 of his 72 career matches before the defeat.
Rod Carew. Don't know.
Oh, okay. Wrong sport, but but appreciated.
All right, so lowbrow clue is this swordsman from the kingdom of Valsenna is the only surviving member of the Castle Guard after the Crimson Wizard attacks early in Trials of Mana. He can eventually class change into a knight or a gladiator.
Kevin?
No, incorrect. Can you steal, Tyler?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're killing me. It's Duran.
Oh.
You got a Trials of Mana character, but you got the wolf.
Yeah, and the boxer is Roberto Duran, one of the quote unquote Fantastic Four lightweight boxers of the 70s and 80s.
Oh, I don't know much about boxing.
My best friend is from Panama, and he knows diddly squat about sports, but he knows about Roberto Duran because he was like the Manny Pacquiao of his day, just a superhero in his own country.
I think I said Rod Carew because I think he's Panamanian, maybe?
Oh, maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, we are not going to talk about boxing or baseball for Tyler's question. Okay, Tyler, your first professional sports clue. This Hall of Fame basketball player has his jersey retired by both the University of California, Berkeley and the Brooklyn Nets. He won 2 Olympic gold medals with Team USA and 1 NBA title with the Dallas Mavericks. Known for his brilliant passing ability, he has the second most career assists in NBA history.
No.
That's fine. Okay, and your second clue. As a baby, she was adopted by Luca sometime after the events of Chrono Trigger and survives the burning of Luca's orphanage several years later and swears revenge on the arsonist before the start of Chrono Cross. In battle, she is aligned with the red element and fights with a dagger.
Kid.
Kid is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason Kidd?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh.
Jason Kidd was the basketball player.
Actually, Jason Kidd's the character from Chrono Cross.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Really, really good with assist spells. That Jason Kidd. And the final topic is the one returning topic from the last quiz show: video games that aren't RPGs.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So, last question for you, Joe, for this round. Your first clue is, in Final Fight 3, this Metro City detective joins Mike Hagues and others to save the city from the Skullcross gang. In 2019, she made her first playable appearance in a video game in 24 years when she joined the roster of Street Fighter V as a downloadable fighter.
Poison?
No, second clue. That's what I guessed, actually. When
you
I
were
was
very,
reaching-
very close.
Oh, no. Oh, I think I know this now.
This Princess of the Blue Star was placed in suspended animation to wait for her home planet to recover from a calamity centuries before. She wakes earlier than planned when the dark god Zophar revives on the Blue Star's moon and travels there to stop him in Lunar 2 Eternal Blue.
Oh, God, why am I blanking?
Oh, no.
Can't
Joe.
remember.
We need an answer, Joe.
No, that's
I missed it.
fine. Tyler, can you steal?
I cannot.
Oh, it's Lucia. Or Lucia. Is it Lucia?
I think they say Lucia in Lunar, and they say Lucia in Street Fighter. But
Yeah.
Lucia, cool. Lucia, I would have accepted a broad range of answers.
Oh, that's hard.
Okay.
I did exactly the same as Joe when I was reading these questions. I thought poison, yeah.
Poison
Yeah.
was playable in a couple other
Yeah.
games, but before Street Fighter V. But yet, no one expected Lucia in Street Fighter V. Like Final Fight 3 didn't even have an arcade version.
Oh.
It was which is it's secretly one of like the best Final Fight game because it's balanced for consoles and not for stealing quarters. But it also doesn't have Cody in it, so no one cares.
True.
It has a fake Cody named Dean that is even more forgettable than Lucia. But anyway, all right, Tyler, your last question of the round, and before we go into the second half.
Okay.
Your first clue. In Infamous 2, this woman lives on the swamp outskirts of New Marais, and following the Ray Sphere activation, gained the power to manipulate and ignite oils and other flammable substances. Supporting her during story missions and side quests for most of the game generates evil karma for Cole McGrath.
Oh no, I only played the first Infamous.
That won't help you at all.
No, it won't.
Can you, you need the second clue?
Yes, please.
All right. Named for the Greek primordial goddess of night, this being is the personification of death and the bringer of an eternal night. Her messenger, or avatar, which temporarily masquerades as a human, is the final boss of Persona 3.
Oh no.
I need an answer, Tyler.
I don't remember. Oh gosh.
Time. Joe, can you steal?
I know it's not Ryuji.
Yes and no, but the answer I'm looking for is Nyx.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
All right.
Ugh.
Now we have good news and bad news, mostly for you, Joe. The bad news is you're behind. Currently, the score is Tyler with 5 points and Joe with 2 points.
Oof.
But the good news is it can come back in a second because every question in round 2 is worth 2 points.
Oh.
And the second part of bad news is, looking back at the first 2 rounds, I thought maybe I made the first round a little hard and the second round a little easy. So to balance it out, I decided to make this final round harder than both of them.
Oh boy. Okay.
Fair.
Oh, no.
So let's switch around the order and have Tyler go first and Alana read Tyler's questions. But first let me tell you what the round is about. This round is called RPGFan Quiz Show Remake 2020. It's going to be similar to the previous round in that it's going to be 5 topics, and each player gets 1 question in each topic for a total of 10 questions. But instead of the topics being unrelated to RPGs, each topic is going to be a previous round from a previous quiz show. We're not repeating questions. These are all new questions, but the rounds are coming back. And to help you, I think it's a good idea right now for both of you to Google Chinese zodiac and look at and have a list in front of you of what the 4 animals of the Chinese zodiac are. Because the first topic is called Year of the Blank, and each answer is going to be an animal of the Chinese zodiac.
Okay.
So I'll give you a second to get that list in front of you, because I think that's very reasonable. I normally discourage Googling for a quiz show, but this time I get it.
Fair.
Oh, cute! I found a Pokemon one.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Fire starters.
Yeah, the fire starters are all animals of the zodiac, which means we're still looking for a horse, a sheep or goat, a snake, and what's the last one that's missing?
Ox.
Yes, that's it. Ox.
Yeah.
Those are the 4. Those are the 4 missing from fire starters. Okay, so let's have Alana go ahead and read Tyler's clue because there's only 1 clue per question now.
There is. Yeah. Are you ready, Tyler?
Ready.
Okay, so at the very beginning of Shining Force 2, Slade, an anthropomorphic one of these, steals the Jewel of Light and the Jewel of Evil, accidentally freeing the Demon King Xeon.
A rat? I don't know.
Well done!
That's
yeah!
correct.
Oh wait. Oh
Yeah.
really? Oh crap.
Well done!
I mean, I knew that.
Of course you did. Joe. In the Breath of Fire series, the Highlander tribe resembles these animals. Sten from Breath of Fire 2 is the series' only playable Highlander, but they are still present in later games.
Goats.
Incorrect. The answer... I'm sorry. Tyler, can you steal?
Dog?
Incorrect. The answer is monkey.
Oh.
Dogs are grass runners.
Mm-hmm. There are a couple dogs in the Breath of Fire games.
Sure are.
I think we've even had quiz questions on them in the past.
You did, and I definitely shook my fist when they got the answer wrong.
Topic number 2 is RPG cuisine. Each answer to this is going to be a game, so you don't have to figure out what the pastries in Bravely Second are called or anything.
Good.
So go ahead, Alana, read Tyler's first question.
Okay, are you ready, Tyler?
Yes.
In this PS2 action RPG, many ingredients from fruit to herbs to sheep can grow from seeds, get harvested, and cooked between or even during battles. If you don't want to farm in the middle of navigating the game's side-scrolling stages, you can visit the Puka Quit Kitchen or Rabbit Cafe for a more structured dining environment.
Odin Sphere.
Yeah!
Correct.
Oh my god!
It's 2 points for Tyler. And Joe, your question on RPG cuisine. In this Super Nintendo RPG, when the party visits Marymore, the heroes must do battle against Bunt, an enormous living cake baked by Chef Torte and his assistant. Bunt cannot be killed unless you blow out its candles with physical attacks first.
Live alive.
Incorrect. Tyler, can you steal?
Paper Mario?
Incorrect. That's an N64 game. The Super Nintendo one you wanted was Super Mario RPG.
The RPG before it.
Jeez. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's a great boss, though.
It is. It's a good boss. and like the chef and the assistant are like arguing over whether they saw the cake moving or not before the fight really starts.
Yeah.
Okay, Alana, let's have you introduce the next topic.
All right, so topic 3 is job search. So for these 2 answers, we need a name of a job from the video game. So we don't need the name of the game, just the name of the job. All right? Okay, so Tyler, your first question is, in Dragon Age Oranges, you unlock this mage subclass by placing a, oh god,
Phylactery.
Yep. A phylactery containing the soul of a centuries-old elven mage on a nearby altar to allow it to pass on. The class allows you to use the magic stat instead of strength to equip heavy armor and weapons, and turn any mage character into a physical powerhouse. What's the name of the job?
Warlock? I don't know.
Incorrect. Joe, can you steal?
Necromancer?
You're skirting around it, both of you. It's Arcane Warrior.
Ah.
Right.
So you were halfway there. It's hard if you've not played it, though.
Yeah, that is basically. Did you play Dragon Age Oranges and remember the different subclasses?
Yeah, never played Dragon Age.
I'm a big fan.
My brother's game.
I've tried to sneak Dragon Age Oranges onto the podcast a couple times, but no one's with me. I think Tina would be with me because I think she low key has a big crush on one of the characters in it.
Low-key?
Okay, low key, publicly, high key. If you ever chat with her in Slack.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
roommate plays so much Dragon Age. It's incredible how much Dragon Age she's played in her life.
I have played a terrifying amount of the first and third, and only one playthrough of the second, which was enough. But Joe, speaking of games that I've played a lot of,
Oh boy.
your clue. In Disgaea 4, this class chain comprises of male humanoid demons wearing formal suits and replaces the martial arts class from Disgaea 1 and Sinner class from Disgaea 2 as the premier user of fist weapons. They also increase the defense and resistance stats of all nearby allies and can learn every physical counterattacking skill.
Wrestler?
Incorrect, but you're on the right target. Tyler, can you steal? I'm sorry.
I can't.
I'm sorry, that's time. The answer is the bodyguard or bouncer class. They're bouncers wearing like tuxedos.
I think that
pretty
came up
great.
in debate when we were trying to decide your class last week.
You
It
know,
did.
I think it did. But I wasn't going to include that hint in the clue.
I know.
All right. Topic 4 is a little bit more complicated than the previous ones. The topic is RPG villains. We are going to describe the evil plot of an RPG villain, and you get 1 point for the game, 1 point for the villain. So 2 points maximum. If you somehow remember the villain but not the game, I'll be impressed and a little confused.
Okay.
Don't count your chickens.
And there's you can do a partial steal. So if Tyler remembers the game but not the villain, Joe can steal it for the villain point. So or vice versa. So Alana, go ahead and read Tyler's first clue.
Okay, so, first villain. The residents of a forest village imprison the souls of all their criminals and evildoers inside a tree over the course of centuries, only for the tree to become sentient, uproot itself, and wage war against its former masters. After its defeat, the malevolent former tree was imprisoned in another dimension, where it eventually freed itself by using mind control powers to influence residents of its new home dimension to destroy the 4 crystals sealing it away.
That sounds really cool, but I have no idea.
All right, Joe, can you steal so you can do both the villain and the game?
X-Death, Final Fantasy V?
2
Yeah.
points.
Well done.
Oh my gosh. I need to play Final Fantasy 5.
Final Fantasy V is good.
Yeah.
I could have done a whole Final Fantasy round just for job search, because that game is a great job system.
Good.
All right, Joe. Your villain plot, we want the villain and the game, if possible.
Okay.
The Emperor and his 2 younger brothers visit an ancient temple in order to petition a water dragon god to end a long drought plaguing the kingdom. But the Emperor kills the water dragon and turns his youngest brother into an undead slave. The middle brother flees with the child of one of the temple's monks and raises the baby to be the instrument of his revenge against his older brother, the Emperor.
The Alabasta arc from One Piece. And the villain is Crocodile.
Oh, I wish. But both are incorrect. Tyler, can you steal?
I cannot.
All right, this is a little complicated. The game is Jade Empire.
Oh, okay.
And the Empire, the villains are Emperor Sun Hai and Master Sun Li, because it's Jade Empire does a very clever thing. You're fighting against the Emperor for the whole first half of the game, but right at the midpoint, you defeat the Emperor, and your former master gets revenge on his brother and becomes the new Emperor, and the second half of the game is defeating your former master.
Yeah, it's
So-
a
Cool concept.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is cool. It's a very cool twist, and I would have accepted Emperor Sun Hai or Master Sun Li for the villain, but alas, you both get 0 points.
It's one of the few BioWare games I've actually played. It's really, really good.
It is quite good, you know, and it was in a bit of an awkward time because it was BioWare after KOTOR and before Mass Effect,
Yeah.
so the visuals haven't aged great, but it's a fun game.
Yeah, and it's Xbox only, I think.
And
it might
it-
be on Game Pass now. but
It's
I
on
don't
it's on
know.
PC. I played it on I played it on Steam some years after the Xbox version.
Okay.
And all right, the final topic is paint with all the colors of the wind. The answer will have a color of the rainbow in it. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. One of those words will be in the answer.
Okay.
Okay.
So
All right.
go ahead and get Tyler his question.
All right. So, in the 1984 Tower of Draga arcade game, the hero Gilgamesh must climb 60 floors to obtain this item, defeat the demon Draga, and rescue the Princess Key. In several Tales of RPGs, this is a powerful magic staff and is the strongest weapon of its type in both Tales of Phantasia and Eternia. Ooh, need an answer, Tyler?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Joe, can you steal?
The Red Trident.
Oh, it's a blue crystal rod, and we would have taken BC rod because of the translation of earlier games, but that's hard if you've never played a Tales game or Tower of Draga or that mini game in Bat and Kaios, who I know someone on this podcast has played as well as me.
Yeah, when I was doing a little bit of research for these questions, I didn't realize there's something like 10 Tower of Draga games.
Yeah,
There's bunches of them, and I knew it was an old school arcade game that was influential for Zelda and Ys and others, but I didn't know there was 10 of them. Jeez.
yeah, there's many of them.
And there's a lot of Tower of Draga references in Tales, like the golden armor and the red line shield and stuff. Like there's a bunch of Tower of Draga items that become items in Tales.
Yeah, Namco love to shill it a little bit because there's an entire dungeon in Ban Kaios that's partially based on it as well.
Oh,
so
is it?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, I know that. I only know this from doing research in the past 48 hours. But the original Draga was 60 floors, but later ones were like 128 floors. So does Batten Kaitos go that deep?
No, so it's only one screen where you have to collect random items, and one of them's a
Okay.
hammer. I think the blue crystal rod shows up. I might be wrong, but there's winged boots and a key and a hammer, and you have to collect all those items, and you go through doors. But it's a really, really cool dungeon.
All right. Well, okay,
Yeah.
that's enough Tower of Draga discussion. That's slightly too retro for retro encounter, amazingly. Joe, your question and the final question of the game. And remember, the answer will contain a color. In Final Fantasy XIV, this level 63 dungeon, inspired by Japanese folklore, is an ornate castle located at the bottom of the Ruby Sea. A void scent has transformed the palace guards and also the Ruby Princess into deep-sea monsters, and the Warrior of Light must defeat all of them if they want to unlock all the Aether currents in the region.
Is the Red Suzaku.
That's not the worst answer, but it's definitely a wrong answer. Tyler, can you steal?
No.
The answer is Shisui of the Violet Tides.
Aw.
Oh god.
I am
I would not have guessed that.
I am 8 levels out from that right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really cool dungeon, but it's quote optional end quote in that you don't have to do it, but it's definitely mandatory because you need to do that quest to unlock flying in Ruby Sea, and you definitely want to unlock all those Aether Currents.
Oh yeah, I've just been unlocking Aether Currents lately, and it's just
Oh, I've been there.
oh my god. Oh yeah, it is very freeing.
Oh, a new region. I better find all the Aether Currents here because walking is for chumps.
Yep.
Exactly.
But speaking of chumps, one person who was definitely not a chump is Tyler, the winner of the RPG Fan Quiz Show the Third. Tyler, you won with a very impressive score of 9-4, thanks to your deep knowledge of Murder, She Wrote and Odin Sphere. Much appreciated. And Joe, you've been very gracious in defeat, and thank you so much for playing. You are not a coward like so many other RPG Fan staff who declined to volunteer for this podcast.
But I am a chump, and I accept that heartily.
Oh no, you both did amazingly. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And listeners, I hope you enjoyed hearing these questions as much as I enjoyed listening to these people struggle through them. The quiz show episodes do require more preparation than most other podcast episodes, but they are a lot of fun when they emerge fully formed out of our microphones. And I hope you enjoyed this one, but trust me, I'm not doing a fourth one at least for another 5 or 6 months. Speaking of the next 5 or 6 months, you know what? I lied. Speaking of the next 1 month, Retro Encounter does have a lot of other exciting stuff planned for you because September is Persona month in Retro Encounter. We're doing 1 episode based on the main villain of Persona 4, 1 episode on Persona music, and 2 episodes on Persona 2 Innocent Sin, that 1999 PlayStation RPG that somehow combines astrology and Power Rangers in a way that delights me to no end.
It really does.
Of course.
And Alana and Joe, both of you signed up for that one, so we're going to hear your dulcet tones talking about the Masked Circle and other things in about 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be wild, I think.
There's lots to discuss. I don't think I'm going to be on those episodes because I played Persona 2 just a couple of years ago, but I am going to listen to them with rapt attention. But let's see. I don't think we can announce the October game yet, but I mean, let's just say that having a Persona music episode in the first 2 weeks of September is not an accident. That's all I'm going to say. But listeners, if you want to contact us directly, the best way to do so is to email retro@rpgfan.com. You can also comment on rpgfan.com's message boards, visit our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our Twitter page, our Discord server, our Twitch channel. There's something streaming every day on Twitch. And please engage with RPG Fan however you'd like to. RPG Fan also has 3 other podcasts: Random Encounter, which is about randomness every 2 weeks; Phoenix Edge, which is about mostly current events, and that airs every week, first on YouTube, then on a podcast feed; and then Rhythm Encounter, which has not had any new episodes since 2017, or has it?
Ooh.
So please review Retro Encounter and those 3 other fine podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, or whatever listening venue you are using. We love feedback. 1 chump, 1 non-chump, and 1 Alana. How can listeners reach out to you directly, starting with you, Joe?
You can find the chump at Evilise on Instagram and Twitter, and also just on RPG Fan's social media accounts generally.
And now, the champ. That's you, Tyler.
You can find me on Twitter. Okay. You can find me at Cosmos Chaos on Twitter. Cosmos with a K.
Tyler, you're holding out on me, bro. What else do you do on Twitter?
What?
Mm-hmm. You have your own podcast. Tell the fancy people about it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I co-host a podcast called Xenochat, where we talk about various Xeno games like Xenogears, Xenosaga, and Xenoblade and beyond.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
See, come on. We support
It's
our
great.
friends on Retro Encounter. Come on, man. Thought you couldn't promote your podcast on the podcast. Ugh. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Well, apology accepted for now. Alana, how can listeners reach you?
So you can find me on Twitter. It's probably the best place to find me. I am at Alana Hagues, or on RPG Fans Discord, I am Alana. So let's chat about Persona 2 next month.
Hell yes. I have been holding off chatting Persona 2 with you and Joe and others, Alana, because I really don't want to accidentally spoil you guys on it, because that game goes some wild places.
Yeah, it does.
So listeners, look forward to Persona next month, and but if you want to reach out to me directly, the best way to do so is Twitter. I am at The Real Monsoon most of the time, at Evoker for Dogs other times. That's a Persona reference there for you, even if neither of these two people can remember the final boss of Persona 3. and on the RPG Fan Discord, I am Monsoon Mike. So I think that's about it. Now I don't have to worry about writing RPG Fan quiz questions for another year. Thank you, good night, and good luck.